everyone. We are at the New Holt Cemetery, and the reason why we're here, and I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'm here to find the grave of a murder victim that I once knew as a child. She was murdered in 1983 and worked at a store that was right up the road from where I lived. So I remember her fondly, and I'll talk about her a little bit more, and you will find out who she is because I did find her grave, and I just needed an introduction because the first one that I took a while ago I noticed didn't take, so I'm redoing it. But it's been raining a lot here. It's just now really starting to slack off, and but yeah, she's buried out here, and you will see her grave in just a few. But I just wanted to get a little bit of the cemetery before we leave. This is called Holt, Florida. It's about 30-35 minutes away from where I live in Milton. And it's got a lot of old graves out here as well as recent graves. And like I said, and I've said this several times and you'll hear me say it again, I am not done with the story on this video. I found out where her grave was, and I wanted to pay my respects, so you will see that in this video. But this will be more or less just a, you know, I don't really know what to call it. It's just, there's going to be a lot more to the story and a fuller documentary on it soon down the line. So okay, you ready to go see the grave and find out who it is? Because a lot of you Milton people will know who she is once I get there. So we're riding through New Holt Cemetery, and it's raining, and we're going to find a place to park, hang out for a little bit until this slacks up, because it will slack up. This is Florida. It can be pouring one second and sunshine in the next. So, but this is called New Holt Cemetery, and we are in Holt, Florida. It's a very tiny town, about maybe 30-35 minutes from where I live in Milton, Florida. But it's a straight shot and a very small community. As we sit here waiting for the rain to slack, doesn't look like it's going to slack, I have found the grave that I'm looking for. It's been on my mind for months, maybe even a year, but it took me a long time to find any information about it. But when I was a child, the store that I was talking about that I was at this morning, the Tom Thumb, it used to be called a Han D Pak, and my best friend lived right down the road from it, and we both remember her very well. Her mother remembers her very well. But her name was Martha Ann Zareski. One night as she was working by herself, a man, I believe his name was Carl Carruthers, he was an out-of-work carnival worker, and he was looking to rob the place. And at the time, there were a string of robberies going around Santa Rosa County, even all the way out in Gulf Breeze. A lady got killed at a convenience store about the same time. I don't know if the two connect or anything like that, but like I said, I'm here to show you the grave of Martha Ann Zareski, who was brutally shot down that night and killed by Carl Carruthers, who did initially get the death penalty, but later on with the appellate courts and all that, somehow he was able to get it commuted to life. Okay, so here we go, folks. We're gonna walk around here. The only reason why I'm letting Alicia hold the umbrella is because I don't want to get my phone too wet. It's not that I feel like I'm gonna melt because I'm so sweet. This is the grave where she is buried. She was born August 29th, 1947. I believe she was 35 years old when she died. She died January 9th, 1983. I would have been about in the third grade, third grade. And then on the bottom it reads, budded on earth to bloom in heaven. Now over this way are where her parents are buried. Her mother died in 92, her father died in 1977, so he would have died before her. Now I'm gonna come right here. I have no idea about this story, but since they're buried right next to her, I'm going to guess that these would have been Martha's grandchildren. I'll have different birth dates. Joseph Edward, born April 4th, 1991. James Earl, born April 1st, 1992. Sorry about that. Maricia, is that how you say that? Marie, born March 1st, 1994. And then it says, all died August 4th, 1996. Suffer little children to come unto me. So these children, these young children, all died at the same time. And I can only guess, maybe a car accident. I don't know, but that is sad. And no child, especially all three, obviously siblings, went together. So I'm sorry for whoever lost these children. I'm sorry about what happened to Martha. So I just want to pay my respects right now and say rest in peace. None of you deserve the way you died. It's raining, so it's a little somber, a little sad standing here, remembering this lady I used to buy candy from, bubble gum, Cokes, you name it. She was the cashier that I remember as a child. I remember she had dark hair, and it was always done up really nice, kind of like a Charlie's Angels style. It was the 80s, so it was kind of feathered, and a beautiful woman that I can remember. Okay, on the way home I decided to stop, and I mean briefly stop, but this is the store that Martha worked at when she was killed back in 1983. And eventually I will have the full documentary put together. So I just wanted to, before I went home, because we're almost there and we're tired, get a little bit of the store. And like I said, back then it was called the Handy Pack. Today, and for many, many years, it's been called Tom Thumb. Okay, everybody, have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Jerry is out.